What's happening, guys? This is James Blonde with MMOHUT.com with a first look refresher on Lost Saga, a free-to-play 3D beat-em-up style MMO now published by WeMade. Previously it was published by OG Planet, so we decided to take another look at it because since our last first look was over 3 years ago, a lot has changed in the game, and since the game is being republished by WeMade, they've got the servers back online and they're making a lot of changes, and oops, missed it. And adding a lot of new features to the game, making it so much better than it ever was before. For example, like this hero that I'm playing right here, the Devil Ranger, and about 15 other heroes that have been added since April. So we'll take a look at some of the new heroes, play a little bit of deathmatch, take a look at the game, and talk about some of the basics as well as what new features that will be available to players very soon. Okay, so starting off, this is how you get beaten, torn to pieces. Wow. Oh, and he even apologizes for it. Jeez. Yeah, so there's about 50 different heroes you can choose from in the game. Like I said, there's about 15 new heroes, and there are about 3 to 4 different types of heroes you can play. You can play heroes that are ranged, like this one. My hero actually uses the primary hit as he uses this sort of a crossbow there to target you from a distance, which you gotta hold D in order to do that. The controls are a little weird on this game. They're not like other brawlers that I'm used to. The controls are your movement keys and A, S, and D. So S is actually going to block, D is going to do your attack, and A is going to jump and pick up items. And I'll talk a little bit more about picking up items in a minute. That one I definitely don't want to pick up right this second. I'm trying to kill this guy. See, I got him in as a ranged shot there. And the trick is that each one of the heroes is actually pretty unique, and you kind of have to go in there and train with them and learn how they work, how they attack with their skills, and how to use those effectively, just like you would do in any other fighting game. Died. So, like I said, there's 4 different style classes of heroes out of the 50 that there are. This one's going to be actually a melee hero. This one is a gladiator. This is one of the new heroes added to the game. And like the other one before, like I said, it's a ranged. They also have magic-based heroes, and then they have special attack-based heroes, like a necromancer or something like that. Basically, you're going to use special attacks that work that way. So the way the special attacks work, or I guess your skills and abilities are, you'll notice that I have kind of a hot bar down there at the bottom, and you just hit various versions of A, S, and D. Like I'll use SD on this guy if I can. And it's kind of a charge attack that I use there. I actually hit him with it. But you use those as skill shots. Tried that one as well. That one didn't actually work out. Not real familiar with this character yet. But and as you play with the character and go through rounds, ooh, don't want to fall off. You level up the characters individually. So it may be good to stick with a character for a little while and try to get used to one if you're wanting to level them up. And yeah, see, like that, I had no idea what that was going to do, but it looks like it hurts if I hit him. And so that's why it's actually important to go in there and try to get familiar with your hero and maybe play a couple rounds with him. And as you play with each one of the individual heroes, you actually level them up accordingly. So each one of your heroes will level up, and after the end of the round, it'll actually show you how each one of your heroes levels up. So one unique thing about the game that I thought was really cool is that if you notice my skills, each one of those skills is actually bound to a piece of gear that your hero is wearing. So you'll notice that my AS skill there is actually associated with my weapon, or I'm sorry, my trinket, and AD is associated with my helmet, ASD is associated with my armor, and SD is associated with my weapon. So the neat thing is, once we get low enough health, it works a lot like Super Smash Brothers in that you beat the other opponents all the way down, and then you start losing your gear. So you'll notice that we'll start losing our gear and getting all the way down to pretty much our boxers. And oh, there's the game. And so I'll be able to talk a little bit more about that as soon as we get back into match, but for now it's going to give us a rank, which gave me an A rank, which that's a little courteous because I don't think I did that good. But it'll also award points to the person who does the most damage, successful defense, total combo, and hit received, which is actually all the same character there. And then also my individual heroes will get leveled up, as well as my overall class ranking, which I assume has to do with the matchmaking system in the game. But that's just speculation, because it seems like you get matched up with people that are higher level than you regardless, so I don't know exactly how to set it up to where you can make sure that you're playing against players on similar levels in terms of overall I guess overall ranking, because like I said, you can individually level up your characters, and I understand, so you may go up against like a level 10 this or that. Oh, look, we're going to team deathmatch now. That works. And but their overall ranking may not be any different than yours. They may have just only been playing that character or hero. So cool. So this is like a military themed map. This is pretty neat, and I'm gonna go ahead and choose, let's see here, I guess I'll go with the werewolf guy. He's pretty cool too. I actually messed with him a little bit in the training, and he's pretty quick. So when you dash like the, oh crap. So yeah, there's obviously obstacles in the maps that you have to worry about, and if you fall off, you don't die. Obviously, you just take a little bit of damage to your health, and there's not really any way of healing yourself in the game. There's actually a new champion called the Cybermedic that allows for healing. I'm not sure if it's healing themselves or anything like that. I don't know, because no other champion can actually do that, so I don't know exactly how that's fair. Especially since, like, for example, in this match, I can switch, which I probably need to, I can switch champions by hitting one of the hotkeys at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or actually not 10, but minus and plus. And see, I switched to the football player, which is actually really fun melee champion. So I can kick a field goal like that. That's how you use that skill. And I need to get out of here because I'm not doing too good on health. So I'm going to try to find somebody that's a little bit weaker and take them down. So back to what I was saying earlier about the gear and how that works. Essentially, like I said, each piece of gear has its own skill associated with that. So, like for example, my helmet has will absorb shock. My little trinket, which is a water bottle, probably gives me sort of a buff. And my ASD, which happens to be my armor, will let me kick the field goal. And then my SD, which is my weapon, will allow me to kind of rush and slam into them. So if I get down on my boxers like I am, I'm just holding my football, I can actually run around and pick up different items that are laying around. So if they're not mine, that's okay. I can pick them up because I will gain that skill. I'll try out the Necromancer. I actually haven't tried this guy out yet, so this one's pretty neat. I've seen other people use him. He kind of summons these little bats. But the only items that are actually bound to the hero are the weapons. So, yeah, essentially you can look at the heroes as presets, as a loadout for skills, and which is neat because you can actually essentially brew up your own character from the get-go. You can start out with the body and add the trinkets or whatever you want to it after. So you can start with, like, say, the Necromancer and then take off all of his gear and add what you want to get some of the skills you want, whether it's like turning into a werewolf. Well, actually you can't do that because I think that's associated with that guy's weapon. But you can, you know, say if I wanted the football player's like running skill, like the field goal skill, I can, you know, put a football helmet on or whatever it may be. You kind of get what I'm saying here. So. And so another neat thing that you'll notice a lot of these characters doing, wow, that's a big mess of people, is that they'll switch from character to character like right in the middle of a combo. So you can actually do that right in the middle of a combo and finish that off. So if you have a character that'll like pop you up in the air, you can switch to another character that may like do something in terms of hitting them when they land, like the assassin or something, like actually poison. So you can poison them before they get up, or you can poison them and then switch to another character and, I don't know, trap them somehow. But it's pretty neat, and you kind of figure that out as... Whoa, I'm down to nothing. You kind of figure that out as you get more familiar with the characters and continue to play the game. Now, as each character levels, you can actually add attributes to that character. So, like, for example, this is the Gladiator here. Once I'm level 12, you can automatically assume that I've leveled up that character and his individual attributes. So that's definitely a nice feature in the game, especially once you figure out what champions or heroes that you really like to play, if you haven't already made your own. I fell off already. So I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about some of the new game modes that will be featured soon. So some of the new game modes that we recently seen is Prisoner mode, which is pretty cool. Basically, you just work with teammates to hold opponents captive or stop them from respawning by throwing them off the map once you break their health all the way down. And then, whoa, that was really high. Threw that a long ways up. And then you have Crusade mode, which is essentially a co-op of PvE where you're fighting. We're fighting right neck and neck here, and I'm beating him down. Oh no, I'm gonna pick up his stuff. I'm gonna pick up his clothes. There you go. this is exactly what I can do. And see, you can see my skills changing there at the bottom. So now I'm essentially a Necromancer. But I don't have any health, so I'm about to die, probably. But Crusade mode is essentially like a co-op PvE. And then now you have... The ones that you don't have featured yet are going to be Champion mode, which is pretty cool, because it's actually a 1v1. And it's set up a lot like Street Fighter. What I'll do is I'll put a little preview of it in the bottom corner of the screen here. But yeah, it's set up like Street Fighter, and then you have spectators that basically wager for or against you, or they actually vote for or against you, see who wins, and they can actually get points by doing that, and they don't even have to play. But it is set up on a rotation to where it kind of rotates in and out of challengers while the champion remains in the same spot. And in that mode, you don't have to worry about like obstacles or falling off. It's just straight up classic fight mode combat. But yeah, it's a cool take on the 2D fighting style, and it gives players a chance at scoring some easy GP. Oh, it looks like the match is over. And just while they're spectating by voting for the winner, they actually get GP. And so another cool game mode is Power Stone. That one's actually going to be available very soon, and that one is set up as a team-based mode with 2 Power Stones that look like totems, kind of like set up at various places in the map, and one's yours and one's the opposing team's. And the idea is to protect yours and try to destroy the enemies. It's neat because you destroy the enemy's Power Stone by punching it or attacking it like you would any other enemy, but at the same time punching your own Power Stone will prevent it from taking damage from your enemies as they are attacking it. So that's kind of a cool little setup there. That game mode is based around the strategy that whether or not you want to go after the enemy's Power Stone or sit back and protect your own. And so these are the 2 brand new game modes that you'll have access to actually really soon. I'm not exactly sure when, probably like as this video is getting uploaded. But there are plenty of new game modes that have been introduced to the game since it was republished by WeMade. And if it's been a while since you played the game, get in and check it out. See the huge improvements made to the game. And for more information about the game, you can always check out the updated game profile at MMOhead.com. Thanks for watching, guys. But until next time, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.